What's up, Vita Duel friends? It's time to duel yourself. Today we are here with another deck profile from last week. I wanted to do the deck profile earlier, but as a lot of people told me that there were problems with the sound, that the sound was not that good, I wanted to fix that before we doing the next video. So you see, we got some new equipment right here for the next video, and yeah, because um, it took some time now to get the material. I did some testing in between last locals and today, therefore I don't have the card physically in front of me in the right order in the deck anymore. Um, because I tested other decks in between, but therefore I decided to just do it over Dueling Book. It might be even better for some people because they have the overview of the cards at all the time. So yeah, it was last Tuesday the locals. I played Dracotail. I went 3-1 third place. I've played two 10 by Finsmith that I've won, one Yummy that I've won, and one Vanquished K9 that I lost to. Was just unfortunate. I do know interactive cards going first, and he just Paradise smashed me, and in the second game my hand was also very mediocre, and he had a lot of engine to push through. Happens, yes. So this was my first attempt for Dracotail. That was just something I came up on my own with. I wanted to test a little bit, see how the deck functions, how the deck works. Try different options. As I said, I'm most interested in the new decks right now. I only have an OTS championship going on this week, and then afterwards I have no quote unquote big event going on, no major event going on, and therefore I'm just trying around while we're still in the quote unquote old format with the new decks already, because they will remain the most interesting for me over further time at that point. So yeah, let's get into the list itself. So I played triple Lucias, triple 5 mana, triple Mululu, one Pan, one Ogula. So, as I said, the list was last Tuesday. So at that point, this was pretty standard. I see now people playing around with playing a second Ogula. I don't know if I'd be happy with that, because I would rather stick to most consistency. But I can see the point why you would like to play a second one. The other thing that in my list might not be that standard or could be questioned, let's say, is Triple Mululu, because as you see, I also played two Cartesia. So you have, in fact, more ways to fusion summon. Still, I think you're really reliant on being able to fusion summon. That's why I wanted to stick to Triple Mululu, as well as there's not that many Dracotail names itself yet, and you want to open with one of them. Therefore, I still decided to play three. And one Magnamut. My locals is heavily Yummy based at the moment. The card is good against Yummy, so that's and it has some synergies with searching Ugula and Pan. That's why I decided to play one Magnamut. Then double Cartesia. I saw a lot of people trying it out just to have additional ways to fuse with it. Being honest, I never drew the card, and also I never felt like I would need an additional way to fuse. So I think this card can be cut. I see no purpose in playing it right now. So that was a try that not didn't work out because I never drew it, but I could find out that it was not necessary. Then I went for the Shadow package. I played the three more standard ones, Quamata, Hedgehog, and Beast, and I added a Wendy. This was one of the mistakes I've made. My idea was, okay, she's just another way to get additional fusion material, but as the Dracotails themselves prefer to have cards in the hand to fuse with, she never came up. Like, I think it would be better to replace her with maybe a second hedgehog. That would be an idea if you want to stick to the same ratio of being able to provide more material to fuse with. Then I decided for triple shadow fusion in the main deck. On the one instance, because I played four shadow monsters, So it even might come up that you'll be able to resolve it going first. On the other hand, because it just gives such a power push going second. And being honest, I like the card, even if I'll never resolved it going second with being able to send from the deck. But in general, I like the card. I could see myself sticking to this. Going on, I played triple Ash Blossom, triple Izuna with the Lupis, and triple Fuvalos as quote unquote hand traps. So the K9 package is something I didn't have the chance at all yet to try it out to play with. Therefore, just and I saw that it there is the possibility to include it into this deck. So I wanted to include it on the one hand to see how it works in the Dracotail deck. On the other hand, in general, how the engine works, functions. And being honest, in general, I don't like the engine too much. Not just in the Dracotail deck, but in general. Because it feels so dependent on the opponent. I don't know. It just you're still playing a brick with it. I don't like it too much. Yeah, Ash in general being good. General coverage and being able to always recur it back for Valos because we still have to respect the decks from the quote unquote old format like Malice, Mitsurizal, etc. Therefore, you still have to play the Fuvaloses, I think. And in this deck, it's not that bad to draw them going first because you can still discard them for fusion something. Then triple Ketu, triple Rahu. I think there we don't have to discuss, as well as one flame, one horn. There, that should be standard too. The only thing still to discuss is triple trust. I played two of them in the main deck. The idea behind it was that you have that many in Rahu, Ketu, and Shuttle Fusion. You have three very good targets for it, like real blowout cards. It gives you the ability to keep on fusing. That was the idea behind it. That's why I decided to play Trust, as well as you have naturally in the deck good targets to set going first. The going first argument is not that good in a way that you have anyway, if you fuse with the Draco Tails, you have anyway always access to the two traps. And for the going second, I saw a lot of hands where I would have rather have another monster to be able to fuse with it than the trust. Not not being a starter, not letting me play, not opening my play, and therefore I couldn't even play into something to be able to trigger the trust. So trust is for me definitely cuttable. I could see myself just sticking on 6, maybe 9 on engine because the deck plays really good into boards. So that's it for the main deck. Then triple Lancia, triple Droll. I think that should be also clear. As I said before, we still have to respect the quote unquote old decks. Then triple Phantasme, because you have with Izuna and Femena, you have 6 targets in this deck that you really like to draw into. And it gives a good overall coverage into, for example, Malice, Yami, Vanquish Soul even. Therefore, and I also like the card. Yeah. Then one Ariel, one Regan. Those are the two targets that I've played just to enter for specific matchups. Should be very clear Ariel for everything that's graveyard based deck up, matchups, and Dragon for everything that's back row matchups. One talents for going first, just to have some cards to put in going first, as I would change a lot in the main deck. As I said, Cartesia's trusts out. It might be completely fine like that. Here I see yet again, if I look now at the deck list, I see yet again a problem of setting in a spell instead of a monster that could potentially also be used as fusion material. And then as other going first card, I decided to play Triple Mistaken Arrest. Triple Mistaken Arrest was more kind of a last minute decision because I was looking at my deck and telling myself, oh, you don't have anything going first. In hindsight, I would say that it would be more intelligent playing something like Judgment or Strikes. This just general coverage instead of Mistaken Arrest. That is just coverage for specific matchups. Therefore, I could probably see myself playing something else than Mistaken Arrest. Also never saw it, but that's a general idea that would, however, come up instead of the mistaken arrest. For the extra deck, double Dracotail Atalion. I could see myself playing even three of those. The deck feels also really, the basic idea should be, it should be centered around this card, and it also feels in playing really being centered around this card. Double Gulamel, that one I could see even cutting to one. In the whole tournament, I summoned it once, and in that situation, it wasn't even needed. So it would be like you can keep one in anyway just to keep the utility of it, but you're barely never summoning it. So maybe you could switch ratios here, three Artalion and one Gulamel instead. Then one Shadol Abgalon. This is the best Shadol to break boards because you can send two different Shadol monsters, and you can also you have the negate effect in addition to that. Then one construct. Here was the idea, as I have Cartesia as a light target, to be able to summon her. But in this deck, you are not focused that much on the shadows that she would give you any advantage, or that she would provide something. One Grista. The idea here is that with Shadow Fusion, you have the possibility to send Ugula to set up spells and traps to get better into the Dracotail engine and to have more board breaking capabilities. As I said, I never resolved the Shadow Fusion with the effect uh, summoning from using material from the deck, so I cannot tell you in practice how it is, but in theory, this seemed really good to me, and I think for the moment I would stick with it. Then one window for either the turn zero play or just to make it on your turn naturally. It is a good card against a lot of matchups. One Secretarian Dragon, mainly for the mirror match, also provides some utility. Then the K9 Ripper for the K9 engine in the main deck. One Valon, same situation. One Typhon on the one hand for the Lupis in the main deck for the turn zero play. On the other hand, he's, in my opinion, really good in this deck because you are pushing with your engine into the board and you are getting somehow advantage while pushing into the board. I want to say with that, to push into the board, you can yeah, you have to fuse, so you can always set up the double trap. You can set up the take back for 5 mana, stuff like that. And then afterwards, you summon Typhon to clear the rest of the board to get into a comfortable situation. And at that point, you have set up the traps and a 5 mana in hand. So while pushing into the board, you set up really well to have a good backup behind the Typhon. That's why I think that Typhon is really, really interesting in this deck. Then one Spirit with the Eyes of Blue just to turn the small Dracotail spellcasters into Seal. Of course, then the one Seal and one SB Little Knight to round it off. In general, I liked. Let's say I didn't like my list, but I like the deck. The deck I think is really doesn't get enough credit for what it is. It is, in my opinion, a really good deck, a really strong deck. It can compete definitely with something like Yummy or K9 Vanquish Soul, and I think it will be still explored more, and there will be someone coming up with a really good list and really well designed lists. So that's it for the deck profile. Shoutouts to Mana Temple for always providing us with materials, with the cards themselves, so that we are able to play. Shoutouts to my girlfriend supporting me a lot, supporting Vita Duel a lot. That means a lot to me. Shoutouts to you guys for supporting the channel. Also, check out the latest video, the Yummy Deck profile from before. There you also you have all the information for the giveaway of the two playmats. You can also check out the store because just today the new Magician collection dropped, so you can also check that out. As always, if you need any coaching, leave me a message. Hope to see you in the next video and keep dueling yourself, Itador friends. See ya!